Athletes, welcome back. We've got the leg heavy workout for you today. There is jumping, there are toe taps, there are step ups, there are lunging, there's even air squats. So get your legs ready. I got Clara, I got Philip. We are ready to go. Warm up is coming up next. Athletes, welcome back. Your warm up is here. We've got 10 seconds. We are getting into our line hops and toe taps starting out. We're gonna have 15 seconds on these movements in 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Claire is starting out with non-dynamic line hops. So we're stepping over that line, making sure we're staying in an active position. Philip has his slower speed toe taps. We're gonna speed them up in just a minute. You guys are switching to your next movement in 3, 2, 1. We're going into lunging right now. So Clara can do step back lunges, she can do step forward lunges. She's gonna be performing walking lunges in the workout, so you can throw some of those in when the second time we get around to this in the warm up. Philip is subbing in step ups in place of lunging, which you can do if you need to. Now go ahead and switch. We're going into air squats now. These are nice and controlled, so I want you guys to give me a little bit of a tempo here. So as we're going down, you can give yourself a 3, 2, 1 count. 3, there we go. I'm getting them a little bit more tempoed here. We'll speed them up to full speed when we get back to it. Let's go ahead and switch back over. We're going into our object toe taps or our line hops. So now we are getting dynamic with it. So go ahead and start to hop over that line for me, Clara. Philip's starting to speed it up, put some spice on those toe taps here. We're going for another 5 seconds. Continue to give me a little bit more intensity. And now switch over to your lunging. Philip's doing step ups. Again, if you guys want to do step ups today because lunging may be a little bit too difficult, you can pick the height that you step up to. Make sure that the object that you're using will allow you to step onto it and step down safely. We're switching over to air squats now, and now we're at full speed on these. So I want you guys to go ahead and give me the same speed that you would give to me in the workout for today, making sure you're taking a nice deep breath in at the top, squat, and then breathe it out on the way up. I'm gonna make you work a little bit longer here. Keep pushing for me. I want 3, 2, 1, and that is it. It's a quick warm up because we're getting right into that workout. So get yourself ready. The workout is up next. Athletes, the workout is here. We've got 10 seconds on the clock. Make your way to where you're doing your line hops or your object toe taps. We are starting in 3, 2, 1, go. Now, for this workout, for our line hops, we're making sure that we are not making contact with that line, and you have 60 total reps here. So every time that you jump, that's gonna be a rep. If you need to take a quick rest in there, you can to kind of shake your ankles, shake your calves out. We got Philip on our toe taps here. With the toe taps, you can make these as dynamic or non-dynamic as you want, but we're making sure we're making full contact with that foot and whatever that object is. As soon as we're done with our 60 reps, we're gonna be moving into our walking lunges for Clara, and then we're gonna be doing step ups for Philip. If you guys are doing Philip's version and you're comfortable with lunges, you can throw those in, but this version is a fantastic substitution if you have any knee issues or if that lunging is just a little bit too difficult for your fitness level right now. We've got 30 total reps here, so as the athletes are going, you'll see that Claire is switching legs each time that she takes a step. Philip is also switching which leg he steps up with. So if you're doing those step ups, I want to see alternating legs every time that you go up. We're making sure on our lunges and our step ups, we're getting full extension in those hips. And then after this, we have our air squats coming up next. So we can practice our breathing here. Every time that we go into a step, we need to take a deep breath in and then breathe out as you step out of that lunge or as you step up onto that object. After we're done with our 30 reps, we are now going into our air squats. It is 30 reps here. So on these 30 reps, we're making sure that you guys can throw intensity on these air squats, but we want to make sure we're doing like Clara is and getting full extension or full opening of our hips and knees at the top, and then we are getting our hips, our hip crease below parallel. So if you dropped a marble on the top of your knee, it should roll back towards your hips if you're in a full range of motion squat. Now, if that full range is a little bit too difficult for you, you guys are welcome to squat to an object. Philip is going to be using the same object that he's stepping up to perform his squats on. I want you guys to make sure we're showing consistency throughout here. So I don't want you to go so fast that you're forced into an extended rest period. We get 2 minutes of rest after each of these sets. So you guys are going to have that rest time coming up. But let's find that intensity that is going to allow us to stay consistent and keep moving during our work period. Claire's doing a good job of keeping her chest up when we squat, and then we're making sure that those knees are going out. If you're new to this and you don't understand what the cue of knees out is, that means that wherever my toes are pointing, I want my knees traveling in that same direction. I do not want my knees to fall inside of those toes because that's gonna put weird pressure and make our knee move in a way that it's not really supposed to. So we got Clara going back to her lunges. We got Philip onto his air squats here. Philip is keeping a nice measured pace, making sure that he's breathing with each of the reps. He's giving me a nice little leg shake here. I know that the fatigue is setting in on your legs, and I don't want to bring you down at all, but we got a whole nother set after this. So if you've given me so much intensity here that you can't match it in the second set, I want you to rev back just a little bit and get your mind right so that we can continue on with the pace that we can maintain throughout this set and then through the remainder and entirety of set number 2. Clara is finishing up with our walking lunges, and then she will finish off with the line hops before she gets to rest. Philip is doing a great job working off these air squats. Again, we are using an object for Philip to squat down to, and it needs to be something that if you lost your balance and you had to sit back on this object, then it's gonna support your body weight. However, we're not using it to sit down on. We're just touching and then we're standing right back up. I once did a saddle pose during a recovery piece on top of a shoebox because I thought it would support me, and it didn't, and I crushed the box and I got stuck in a saddle pose, and it was the worst pain of my life because my ab cramped at the same time and I almost had to ask for assistance. I'm not lying to you, that actually happened. So let's make sure that the objects that we choose are something that are going to be stable enough to keep us out of a potentially embarrassing situation. The saddle pose is not a flattering position, and I still have nightmares about that to this day. We got Clara back on her line hop. She's doing a great job of making sure she's not making contact with the line. She's done. She's got 2 minutes of rest here, and then she's gonna go right back into a repeat of what we did on that first set. Clara finished around the 4:30, 4:35 mark, and so her goal is gonna be to try to match or beat that time when we get to set number 2. Philip is on to our step-ups here, and again, he's doing a fantastic job of showing control and showing full extension on the box. Control just means that you're not stepping up and already falling back to go down into that step down. So we want to make sure that we're doing this with good reps and intention and intensity throughout this workout. Again, Clara has her 2-minute rest here, so during this time, she's going to be smart. She's going to continue to move around. She can do some butt kickers in place just to kind of open up her quads. She can do some RDLs. She can do whatever she needs to make sure that we're not letting those quads, those hamstrings, any portion of your legs start to tighten up because we've stopped moving or we're standing there in place. I want you guys to move around. If you got a bike, wherever you're at, you could hop on the bike at a very low intensity during this rest period and kind of flush those legs out just a little bit in preparation for our second set. Because I know everybody's gonna get faster on set number 2. You're gonna give me that fitness. We've only got 2 sets in today's workout, so you guys are gonna make it all the way through, and I'm gonna see that faster time in set number 2. Make sure, we always love seeing comments, so if you guys wanna comment below what your times are for the workout, what your favorite part of the workout was, which will probably be Philip or Clara, and what your least favorite part of the workout was, which is probably the lunging. Throw it down below. We love hearing from you guys. Philip is finishing up his 30 step-ups, and then we're moving into our 60 line hops. I'm gonna make Philip stand up all the way at the top for me, get those hips open. There we go. And then we're moving back into our object toe taps for Philip. So with this, Philip has 60 total reps, so every time a foot touches the box, it is gonna be a rep. We got Clara onto her 30 line hops here. Again, she's keeping herself engaged, but she's also relaxed here. With these line hops, you wanna think about being dynamic in your ankle, so we're not trying to keep a constant calf extension all the way through. You can let those heels kiss the ground in between your jumps, similar to how you would do with a single under or a double under with the jump rope. She's got her 60 reps here, threw those hands out for a little bit of stability, and then she's right back into her walking lunge. Philip is on to his 2-minute rest here. So with this, again, if you guys are in the rest portion of this, I want you to take some nice deep recovery breaths, move around. Even if you didn't use your upper body, you can do some arm swings. I want you to get yourself prepared because we are going to beat the time that we established in set number 1. Right, Philip? Exactly. I always need positivity, just like Philip. He always brings it with him. Clara's always got the positivity with her as well. We just want you guys to have a good time. It makes us so happy to see you guys tuning in, jumping in on these workouts with us. If you're here today, it's your first time, this is not the last time we'll see you. I know that. Jump in on any of these workouts. We've got tons of them online. So if you like today's workout, find another one. With our workouts that we do, we can always customize these. So if you get into today's workout and you feel like this is a little bit too much intensity-wise, you can always pull back slightly and save this workout to come back to in the future and see if you can do it as prescribed at a later date. But we just want you to move. If anything, if you get on here and you just move as long as one of our athletes does because it's your first time and this has been intimidating for you to start these videos, there's no pressure. We're happy you're here. We want you to feel welcome, and most importantly, we want to help you get fitter. We got Clara moving back into her air squats, and we got Philip getting his mind right to go back into these object toe taps here. Again, we've got Philip on step-ups today because lunging is something that's not super friendly to his knees. So with lunging, we can practice that as an accessory movement for Philip without the intensity that you would see in a workout. And then we're gonna add this movement of step-ups for today so that he can keep that heart rate up a little bit without flaring those knees up or making him angry after this workout is over. So Claire's doing a great job of taking a quick recovery breath, and then she goes right back in. This workout is not easy. This is all the leg stuff. I don't think we could have possibly fit any more leg stuff in unless, Claire, you want to do jumping squats right now? Okay, no. We're gonna keep regular air squats here. So I want you guys to continue moving with intention. We're trying to beat that round time or that set time from set number 1. We got Philip finishing up his toe taps, and then he is going to be going into his step-ups here. And again, everybody is on a different position or different spot in their fitness journey. So if you're working out with somebody in your garage or your gym right now and they're going a little bit faster than you, that is okay. You are only in competition with yourself, and our goal is to make you a little bit fitter than when you showed up at the beginning of this workout. So keep moving, give us that effort that you guys have, maintain that all the way through. Give us the best that you've got, because that's all that you have, and that's all we're ever gonna ask you for. We got Clara onto her walking lunges. She's on the back half of set number 2. We got Philip calm, cool, and collected into his step-ups here, giving us the full extension on top of the box. When you guys get to these line hops on set number 2, that's where I want you to try to give me any intensity that you have left. I want you to give me all those reps, and let's try to go unbroken there. I know Claire is super excited for me to say that. Am I right? That's it. She's gonna give us those line hops. We got Philip taking a quick rest before he gets back into his step-ups here. It's only 2 sets today. I know that you guys are hurting. I know that you're fatigued. I know that you're tired, but focus on your breathing. Try to keep your body as calm as possible and keep chipping away at these reps. You're almost there. We are almost done. We got Clara on her final walking lunges. She's doing a great job of making sure that when she's stepping, she's getting that foot out in front of her and she's driving off of her front foot. After she is done with her 30 reps there, she is on to her line hops. And the best part is since Claire's gonna finish a little bit earlier than Philip, I'm making her do a 3rd set on today's workout. I'm kidding. She gets her rest here. She gets her rest. If you guys are on set number 2 and you're finishing up, you get the rest after this. I will never ever do that to you where I end up like sneaking a surprise set in. If I ever do, then studio can cut this and like replay my words. But I promise, I hate when people do that to me. I'm not gonna do it to you. I'm always gonna tell you up front what we got coming. So now we got Clara is done. And so what Clara's gonna do is that she's going to continue to move around a little bit. If she wants to go through some passive stretching, now is the time. She can go into toe touches, she can go down into a seal pose, she can go into a pigeon pose if she likes. So if you're done, we're sticking around with Philip. We're gonna see this all the way through, but I want you to use your time wisely. We have the cool down that we're gonna ask you to stick around for, because I know you always stick around for that. You told me you did, and I know you wouldn't lie to me. We got that cool down afterwards, but we can still use this time to get a little bit of extra in. So if there's a favorite stretch of yours you want to throw in at this time, you can. We got Philip onto those air squats, giving us the nice little leg kick, and then we are going to go right back into these reps here, keeping that same intensity that we had from the first round and making sure that we are breathing out when we come out of the squat and taking a nice deep breath in at the top. After Philip finishes these air squats, we are going back into our step ups, and then we will finish out with our object toe taps. This workout is extremely leg heavy, and this is one of those things that you need to take strategic rests here. If you feel like you're about to cramp, you can always stop, take a few moments before you get started back into it. But let's try to find that intensity that will allow us to continue moving without crash and burning and having to do singles on our air squats, which I've been there before. We've all been there before. You're learning pacing from this workout, so we're finding where we can push our body to without redlining, but staying in that gray area that's gonna encourage the adaptation to help us get fitter. And again, you're doing all the reps today. Philip's doing all of his reps. We're right here with him, we're right here with you. So see this workout out to the finish, to the very last rep. Philip's on the back half of this workout here, and we are going back into our step ups. As I pointed out before, Philip does a great job of alternating which foot that he steps up with, which is very important. Anytime that we have a movement that's biasing towards one side, we want to make sure that we try to keep that balance. So if you're doing burpees and we're hopping up on one foot, I'm going to challenge you guys the next time you do those, try to step up an equal amount on that opposite leg as well. We've got our 30 reps, and then we're going into our object toe taps. Philip, how we doing? Good. We're doing good, again with positivity. So when it's times like these where we're grinding out these last final reps, it can be very easy to get discouraged because you're like, I've got so much more to go. What I do in that moment, I just focus on one more rep, one more rep. You tell yourself to keep moving. You've taken this much effort and this much intensity to get to this point, and your body is getting fitter. You are getting yourself better right now. So don't let this bring you down. I want you guys to continue moving here. Even if you're the last person working, it doesn't mean you're working any less than anybody else. I want you guys to continue pushing here. Philip is on the back half of these step ups now. We're getting that full extension at the top, and we're alternating those legs as we get up onto the object, and then we get to go to Philip's favorite, our object toe taps. Where are we at, Philip? 20, we got 10 left, and that is it. And then we go into our 60 toe taps, and that is it for the day. We got Clara still continuing to go through stretching, so she's doing a good cross-legged pose to get her glutes and low back opened up. Again, when you guys have these rest periods, I always want you moving here. So, and be a good partner. See your partner through to the finish. If they were working out with you, they stuck around for you, so you're sticking around for them. We got Philip with the last of these step ups, doing a great job of staying steady throughout, which is what I want to see. I don't want to see you guys start out so hot that you're at half speed by the time we finish up. And we are on to our object toe taps, and we are switching feet, and Philip has that dynamic switch there. If we need to slow it down because we have any ankle or calf issues, we can. But we're getting those toes to the box, and we are being fast here. If you want to think about the floor as lava, that always encourages me because I'm perpetually like 16 years old. But whatever you got to do to motivate yourself, get these final reps in. Philip's adding a little bit of heat onto those toe taps, and we are done. And that is it. Philip, great job. Clara, great job. Athletes, high five, fist bump. Thank you so much for showing up with us today. If you guys are still working, see it through to the end. We are so proud of the effort that you guys brought today and every day. Thank you again. Remember, your cool down's coming up next, so stick around. Athletes, once again, great job on the effort that you brought today. We love seeing the differences in intensity, and just because you're a little bit slower or a little bit faster than somebody else, it doesn't mean that you brought a different effort. We love seeing you guys give us your all and listening to the cues that we give you to get you the most out of the workouts that we do. Now, if you like today's workout and this is your second, third, fourth time, and you're not a part of the Mayhem Athlete community, I've got to invite you to join us. We got a 7-day free trial that you can start today that will get you started on the way to your fitness journey. Whether you're wanting to be just a little bit fitter, a little bit more functional during your everyday life, or making it all the way to the competition floor. Mayhem Athlete offers a variety of tracks and workouts that will help you reach your goals while being encouraged by people with like-minded goals and just having a good time. So remember, join today. We would love to have you. Now, the cooldown is listed here. I've switched sides with Clara and Philip once again. So again, this cooldown is over Philip. Make sure you guys stick around and do this because it's important. Your body just took care of you, so please take care of your body because I know those legs are toasted. As always, be good, be kind, and join us again for another great day of fitness.